Okay, so what's up you guys? Welcome back to another episode. So today, yes, it's raining again. I had to kick E36 out. Today I'm gonna be replacing spark plugs, valve cover gaskets, because there's two, and intake manifold gaskets, two again. So I already started working on it. Kind of heads up, if you guys doing something like this, you will be breaking a lot of clips, connectors, hoses will start cracking, and yes, they're supposed to be rubber, but they start drying, they start cracking. As soon as you touch them, they break, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Example number one. This one's all messed up. This one is missing a little thing inside. This all busted. This is all busted. These here, I don't know where they broke off of, but we'll find out later. So yes, there's the big mess, a lot of tools everywhere. I got the parts already. Spark plugs, one gasket, the other gasket for intake, valve cover gasket, one's inside. So let's watch the beginning of it, or beginning of the start, how I start doing, and then we'll come back and I'll explain what's going on. So okay, quick update what's been done to it. I try to do as nice and slow as possible to take the hoses and clips off, but it's impossible. You will break a lot of clips, or not the clips, the connectors. A lot of hoses will start cracking and breaking, and when I say cracking and breaking, I'm talking about, for example, this one right here. This is the hose that goes to the intake. It's right here. It's actually, it's plastic. It's, I can't even, like, it's cracking, snapping. It's not a hose no more. If you, let me grab a pliers real quick. I mean, look at it. So a lot of hoses are like that here. This one's okay, but there's a couple here that started cracking. But anyways, this is what it looks like. Let me get the flashlight here. Nasty. Yes, oil everywhere. Finally, I took the cover off. I was trying to, when you saw me use a screwdriver, if you do try to open up with a screwdriver, don't like jam it in between the cover and this part here, because you will mess it up and then it will leak oil. What I was trying to do is actually, the cover has a bigger lip on this side, so I was trying to kind of catch it and pull it out, but it didn't work. So use a rubber hammer, tap on it, don't go too crazy, and you'll notice it will change the sound when you hit it. You listen to the sound and pull at the same time with one hand, and you'll see the difference. It'll change the sound when it starts to come off. So kind of show you the inside, which is really surprised. It's really shiny, really clean. get the more light here. So I got one side. I'm gonna do one side and I'll do the other side, so this way I don't have both sides open and there's more chances of some crap going inside, and trying to avoid that. So let's put this one on and take the other side out. So always use Toyota parts. This is one side, this is the other side, or this one. So kinda heads up to you guys, when it comes to gaskets, I replaced 2 sets of these from Napa and they both leaked. Not on this car, different car. So let's try this one. I was told that never use gaskets from Napa. So let's see if it's true or not. Well, I mean, it's kind of true in one way, that it actually leaked twice. So this time I'll use Toyota part and see if it holds. It's pretty clean. It has some residue, but it's nothing. So this right here, you can see one side actually fell. There you go. This is a silicone. And this right here, and same thing on this side. Black silicone, it's a Toyota silicone. It's really good. And dab it right here before you put the gasket on, or the cover with the gasket, and make sure you clean this oil here. Make sure it's all dry, or it's all clean. There's no dirt, there's no oil, so when you put the gasket on, it'll seal pretty good. So okay, let me take this out of the way. You have to do maintenance on a car. I mean, the owner of this car previously, I can tell the oil's been changed on time, because it looks really nice, clean, shiny on both sides. But the valve cover gasket wasn't replaced, which means it starts going all the way down, and I'll show you on this side. Already kind of cleaned up this side, but what happens is it starts dripping down here, goes all the way down here, and as soon as it starts collecting and car heats up and all that, it'll start seeping inside between the headers and a head, inside this gasket right here. And inside here, in between these holes, the chambers or whatever, there's a hole right here, there's a right here, same thing on this side, and it's just like an empty chamber inside, and it collects oil just like this side. This one right here. So what it does is, as soon as you get oil inside and there's so much of it, car heats up or warms up, whatever, and the oil, since it doesn't have anywhere to go, starts boiling and starts pushing oil out anywhere it can, and you have risk of getting oil where you're not supposed to be getting, For example, on the header sides, it goes inside the catalytic converter and it's gonna destroy it. And same thing on this side, on the intake side, it's gonna go inside your valves and stuff like that, and I don't think that's good. So this is the gasket. This is the old one. And it's kind of hard to tell actually which side is which on this one, because if you look at the new one, let me take this out. You can see that there's like a silicone type of ring going around on both sides, all 6 of them. Put this back in. But this one doesn't have that no more. It's all flashed. And it's all oily, so that means oils can get inside your valves. This is the empty chambers that I was talking about. So when you take the intake manifold out, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 bolts. Well, they're not all bolts. There's a couple nuts on them, but this is what it looks like. And it drove me nuts because I couldn't see these 2 bottom ones. I got all of it off, but these 2 are still there, and I couldn't take the intake off. And at that point I think it'll probably be easier if you take the entire engine out and just freaking replace this, because there's not even much room to take the intake manifold away from the engine. There's enough to get the gasket out and kind of clean it up, but I think it's okay. I can work with that. So I'm gonna clean the surface where the gasket goes and put everything together. So let's get to work. I really didn't want to take the whole thing out, but I really want to clean this down. Clean everything out. There's a lot of oil, and you can see the block is actually pretty clean. I mean, it's oily all the way at the end because these chambers right here, this one right here, this one right here, this one right here, from valve cover gasket being leaking, there's a lot of oil going inside. You can see like this area here on top, I had a lot of oil. So as soon as I took the valve, not the valve cover, but intake manifold, oil started to drip all the way down, and it goes down to transmission right there. So I want to clean everything out and put new gaskets like that, because I don't want to keep it like that. It's gross. It looks pretty bad. So I'm gonna clean it and show you what it looks like afterwards. So quick update before I post this video. Actually do want to do a quick view on after I drove 90 miles on this car, what it looks like. And it actually looks pretty good. You can see, or you can kind of see it. It looks clean. So it looks clean, no oil seepage, nothing. I've been putting cardboard under the engine bay, and you can see there's no oil dripping or anything like that. I also replaced the filter, and this is a new filter, and this here is the old one. It's really bad, so keep up with your maintenance, you guys. There's a lot of stuff that I'm gonna be doing. This is it for today's video, but there's a lot of stuff that I'm gonna be doing on this car, and kind of wanted to give you guys heads up. I'm gonna be replacing this intake, and no, I didn't paint this. It came like that from different car or previous IS that I had. I am gonna be replacing this hood holder with the shocks, getting those rims installed on this car, as well as the suspensions. I also have I think it's a Grady or Grady 2 muffler that's gonna go on this car, and it's also installed on that car for now. Window visors. I already got rear lid for this car. I am looking at the side skirts. I don't know which ones I want to get yet. It's probably going to be TRD style, OEM style, whatever. Also got this metal, whatever you want to call it, but it's actually a roof rack that's going to look like OEM roof rack on this car that's going to install on this. I got vinyl wrap I'm gonna do on the roof, also the front end, and let me close the hood real quick. If you guys have been following me on Instagram, you know that I got different front end for this car. I got fenders, hood, bumper, these headlights that I got actually installed it on this car. Altezza grill, where is it? But this is Lexus one, but I am installing Altezza grill, so go check it out on my Instagram. Look at the pictures, let me know what you guys think, because I kind of have second thoughts on a hood and a fenders because they're not OEM style. And what else? There's a few things coming up on my E36 that I'm going to be doing, and I guess lots and lots of more. So this is it for today. If you guys like this video, please hit thumbs up, comment below, and I'll see you next time.